In this video, I will demonstrate how to easily prepare a basemap in ArcGIS Pro for export to PDF, so you can print it without the need to download anything. We will look up a list of WMS, which stands for Web Map Services. These are maps managed by their provider, and you can connect them via a link and use them in your GIS project. Then we will prepare a layout, add a north arrow and scale bar, and set an export. First, we will open a new project in ArcGIS Pro by clicking on the Map button. We will set the folder where the project should be saved and choose a name, preferably without spaces. At the bottom, I will leave it checked so that a folder is created with the new project and then click Confirm. This way, the project will start with the first map already open. It is always necessary to set the coordinate system at the beginning. Double-click on the map in Contents to open the map properties, and in the Coordinate Systems tab, you should select SJTSK Křovák East-North. If you don't have it saved in Favorites, you can quickly find it using the code 5514. Click on the system and confirm with the OK button. The map will reload with the north rotated by about 7 degrees. Now we can add the map service. In the Insert tab, click on the arrow under Connection, select the server option, and then choose New WMS server. A window will open where you need to enter the URL, the address of the source. It is usually easy to find these on the internet. For this demonstration, I will be using maps from the Czech Office for Surveying, Mapping and Cadastral, so you can simply search for WMS ČÚZK, the Czech abbreviation for the office, and the first link should be the official list with URLs. To start, let's begin with the basic topographic map at scale 1:5000 with the abbreviation ZTM5. Copy the link and paste it into the first row in the open ArcGIS window, then confirm. The server won't be automatically added to the open map, but will be connected to the project, and you'll need to find it in the Catalog pane. If you don't see the pane, you can find it under the View tab, Catalog pane. In the Catalog under the Project tab, you'll find the folders related to your project, including the servers folder, where you'll find all the connected map services. I already have several connected, but now the important one is the ZTM browsing service. Expand it with the arrow on the left, then right-click and select the option Add to Current Map. Now we have added the first base map designed for a scale around 1:5000. In the next step, we'll demonstrate how to add cadastral maps to the same map, which will refine this base map to the level of plots. You can add this map in the same way, or in the Catalog pane, right-click on the Servers folder and select New WMS Server Connection. This will open the same window as before, where you'll need to paste the WMS address for cadastral maps. After confirmation, the map service will again be added to the servers folder, and using the same process, we'll add cadastral data to the current map. I also recommend turning off the default base map layer to avoid unnecessary loading from the internet, speeding up the loading of required layers. The detailed drawing of cadastral maps will appear at a scale of about 1:5000. In the Contents pane, by clicking the arrow next to Cadastral Maps, you can set up layer visibility. For this base map purposes, the second and third layers from the top are fully adequate, building polygons and parcel polygons. If you want or need a grayscale ZTM base map, click on the layer, then choose the WMS layer tab at the top, and in the layer blend options, select luminosity. If you don't have any visible layers under ZTM, it will appear in shades of gray. Now let's see how to concurrently prepare orthophoto field map. In an ArcGIS project, you can have several maps created so that it's not necessary to constantly switch the visibility of layers if you need several different outputs. In the Insert tab, choose the option New Map. The map will open in a new tab, and you can easily switch between these maps. Just like with the previous map, you first need to set the SJTSK coordinate system. In the list of WMS on the internet, find the orthophoto and copy the link. You can connect to the map service again in the same way through the servers folder and new WMS connection. And then by dragging or adding it to the current map, and then you can zoom into the area of interest. For this demonstration, I have already prepared a boundary of the area near Vevehří Castle, which I dragged from the folder directly into the list of layers. I'll set transparent symbology with a white line and then by right-clicking, copy it from the orthophoto map to the first map containing ZTM and Cadastral data. For better orientation in the project, it's better to name each map according to its content. In the map contents, clicking on the map name activates the option to rename it. I'll do the same for the aerial imagery map. If you ever close the maps, you can find them in the catalog pane under the maps folder, where they'll appear with their current names. Now you can create a layout for export. We'll start with the map at a scale of 1:5000, which includes the TM and cadastral data. In the Insert tab, we'll choose New Layout and select the paper size. I've verified that A1 size works well from my area, but if you find that the area doesn't fit, you can adjust the size later, as I'll show later in the video. A new folder named Layouts will appear in the catalog pane with one new file. You can rename it again using F2 keyboard or the rename option to make the project nice and clean, especially if you have multiple outputs. In the Insert tab, select Map Frame and choose the correct map to display in this layout. I'm choosing the ZTM basemap. By dragging across the paper, you set the map size. Set the scale to 1:5000 at the bottom left and the base is ready. To enhance the appearance of the map for export and future submission, it's good to add margins and an offset from the right edge for A4 sized folding. Right-click on the ruler around the map and choose Add Multiple Guides or Add Guides if you have an older version of the program. For margin settings, choose the option Both and Offset from Edge in Placement menu. Margins are usually set to 10 mm. Guidelines will be added, and by clicking on the map you can adjust its corners, which will now snap to the lines. You can add the A4 guideline the same way as a vertical line at a single position, or choose Add Guide and use the triangle to move it along the ruler. For A1 the position should be at 630, but I would recommend moving the map at least half a centimeter to the left so it won't be visible on the fold. Now you have prepared a map with space for a legend or a title block. In my case, for some reason, the ZTM displays in color in the layout without the cadastral maps, but as you'll see later, everything renders correctly upon export. If you're preparing the layout for final output, you need to add a north arrow, scale bar, and legend, all of which you can find in the Insert tab. By clicking the arrow under the north arrow, you can choose a style and stretch it in the layout. Similarly, select an appropriate style for the scale bar and stretch it to set its size. Right-click the scale bar and choose Properties to set its details. It's important to set the correct units, either kilometers or meters, depending on the chosen scale, and adjust the unit label accordingly. In the second tab, you can also adjust the number of divisions and subdivisions, but the default settings of 2 and 4 in this case are usually fine. For this scale, I'll set it to meters and adjust the scale size to display proper values such as 125, 250 and 500 meters. When adding a title block to the map, you can either assemble it manually in ArcGIS using rectangles, lines and text blocks, or you can insert it as an image exported from another software. For the title block size, it's advisable to keep it within 14 by 7 centimeters. Another possible addition offered by ArcGIS is dynamic text, which change according to the map's content, such as the text scale, which adjusts if you change the map scale, ensuring the correct value in the title block. Now that's done, we can add a layout for the aerial imagery. Right-click on the Layouts folder and add a new layout. A new tab will open with the layout, in my case in A5 format. I'll rename the layout once again, and in the Layout tab, under the Size button, you can set the appropriate size. You can either choose from predefined sizes or select Custom Page Size at the bottom, where you can enter values as needed. I'll be using the orthophoto as a smaller A3 field map. Again, using the Insert tab and Map Frame, I'll add a frame with the orthophoto, this time stretching it across the entire paper. If you have a shapefile inserted in the map, you can zoom in on the area using the right-click and Zoom to Layer option. This will center the area for you. You can further adjust display by right-clicking on the map and selecting Activate Map View. Then you can pan the map or adjust the scale as needed, and then to end this mode, click the red cross above the map. Once you're satisfied, you can choose Export Layout in the Share tab. A new panel will open where you can set the format and other export details. For printing, PDF format is the best. All you need to set is the output location and name of the export. Other settings aren't needed for now. Then click Export. When you switch to the second layout, the export name will automatically adjust, but it's good to double check. If, like me, you see stripes in the export and if they are visible when printing, you can bypass this by checking the Output as Image option during export. However, the output will then have a larger size, which may cause some complications for larger and more complex maps. This video was primarily created to support students, so I'd appreciate any feedback and suggestions for future topics. If the tutorial helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with your classmates who might also find it useful.